Take a good hard look at this sketch. Tucson police tell us this is the guy who tried kidnapping a woman in a busy U of A neighborhood in broad daylight. He is still out there, and officers are desperate to get him behind bars before he can try it again. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Guy Atchley. It is among the most frightening nightmares. A complete stranger trying to grab you, kidnap you, and do who knows what to you.
One unsuspecting woman walking on University Avenue knows what that feels like. The man who attacked her is out there, and he's dangerous. Corey Marshall joins us now with this Not on Your Side crime alert.
And Jen, it happened around 9:15 on a Sunday morning, just a few blocks from the U of A and a busy market just across the street, making the attack even more strange and even more terrifying.
A brazen abduction attempt in broad daylight brought screeching to a halt by screams of the victim. Matt, who asked not to be shown on camera, saw almost all of it happen before his own eyes.
I was just hanging out at a market that I hang out at, and I noticed a girl coming down the street, and she turned north
Onto 3rd Avenue when a man in a white SUV pulls up next to her and asks for directions.
And she was pointing this way, and then she was pointing that way.
Tucson police tell us the driver asked the woman if she would guide him in person and offered money to do so. She said no, and he drove away. Even at that point, Matt tells us something did not sit right.
The whole thing seemed weird. I don't even know why it seemed weird. It just seemed strange on a Sunday morning.
That's when things went from strange to scary. The woman kept walking up the sidewalk towards 2nd Street. That's when, according to police, the same man walking came straight at her, grabbing her, picking her up, and carrying her to this nearby alley.
And then a couple minutes later, I heard, a lady screaming.
Screaming through it all at the top of her lungs, the man eventually let her go and took off. Matt followed the screams up the sidewalk, and fortunately for the victim, she was not alone.
Within seconds, like I said, neighbors were all over the place.
By the time Matt reached the girl, a neighbor was holding her, comforting her cries. Police say they're looking for this man. He's described as a Caucasian male in his 30s or 40s, roughly 5 feet 8 inches tall, with graying black hair and blue eyes.
Now, this really is every woman's worst nightmare. I can tell you that firsthand, as I've been in a similar situation, and it's frightening, to say the least. Jennifer.
Yeah, Corey, you mentioned this guy was driving a white SUV. Do we have any better description on that vehicle he was driving?
All they're saying is that it's a 1990s model SUV. No word yet on the make. Jen.
Well, hopefully anybody with information will come forward and call 911 or 88 Crime. Corey, thank you so much.